In this video, we're going to talk about these four problems here and the combination of these four problems. So how does this work? Okay, so first of all, you got to have two different. So y1 from the previous example, if you go back to the problem here, right, we analyze the problem. Again, x1 is int, x2 is int, y1 is string, y2 is string because of the quotes. Again, z1 is string, z2 is string. So what you need to remember is the x's, are int. So your y1 is type string, and x2 is type string int. This is not going to work. So you'll produce some sort of error. So now you have to find a way to fix this error. Okay. So how do you fix this error? So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for, you have your y1, which is 100, right? And then your x1 is, obviously, this is y1, and x2, which is x1 here, which is your 100 here. So how does that work? This is string. So what we can do is change the first to int. So the string to int. So we'll take the int of y1 plus x1, which is 100. So we'll say this is going to be, by taking the int, we're simply taking the quotes out. You're just removing the quotes now. So now that's 100 plus 100, which is 200, okay? Now we can have, which is here. So let's write the 200 here. So this makes a little more sense. It's going to kind of go off the page a little bit. I'm going to adjust the focus just a little bit. That makes it easier, okay? So again, remove the quotes. 100 plus 100 is 200. Or what we can do is maintain the string here, is y1, which is string. And then we can do is change this to a string. So we can change x1 to a string. What happens when you change x1? You're adding quotes to the 100. So now that's 100 plus 100 is 100, 100. Okay, so this is correction 1, right? This is correction 2. Okay, so you do the rest of the problems the same way. So we can start doing the same way. X2 is int, z2 is string. Okay, so what happens here? So we just simply write the problem. Write the problem is x2, z2. x2 is going to be 200, right? Your z2 is going to be the letter 200, or the word 200, okay, which is a string. So let me write this again to make it easier. z2, okay? And what we want to do now is we want to change this to, this is a string, right? So you can change this to an int. I'm sorry, this is not right. Let's apologize. I made a mistake. Okay, so this is x2 and this is 200. So what we can do now is just change the first one, which is an int, to a string. So let's do string x2 plus z2. What do we get? We get 200 plus 200. Okay, and what do we end up with? We get one word, 200, 200, just like that. Okay, pretty straightforward. Okay, now this is the first section. What about the second solution? How do we analyze the second solution? Well, the second solution is, let's change, since this is an int, let's change this to an int. So what we're going to do is now x2 plus int of z2. But what's the problem? If I removed this as a quote, let's say I take the word 200, all right, and can I ever, and this is the number 200, if I remove the quotes here, I have quotes here, right? If I remove the quotes here, am I going to get a number? There's no way I can get a number, okay? So this and this can never become an integer. So this and this does not work. It simply does not work, and that is your error, right? I'll take an X with a cross in it, okay? And let's draw a line through this, okay? And let's do this. So x2 is an int, z1 is a string, and y1 is a string, okay? So let's solve it the same way. So what things we want to do is first change all the ints to a string, and then the second one change all the strings to an int to keep it simple. So you get, and I'm going to take a little shortcut here because we had some practice previously, okay? So we're going to say x2 string x2 plus z1 plus y1. What do we get? Okay, the string puts at the x2, which is 200 here, plus what? The word 200, I'm sorry, the word 100, because Z1 is 100. Apologize, let me erase this. Okay. Plus, again, another Z1, which is, I'm sorry, your Y1. Let's get the frame into focus a little bit. The Y1 is 100. Okay, so this gives us 200, 100, and then 100. This is one word. Okay, this is one word. The second solution to this, so the second possible solution, we're analyzing the solution. So we're not sure if this is going to work or not, right? So the second one is we want to change, keep this as an int, right? And then change the rest to int. So we want to int z1 plus int y1, okay? What happens? Well, this is straightforward. That's 100. This 100, so we have a, and your, I'm sorry, your y, this is not right. Your x2 is 200. Your y1 is 100. So we will change this to, you have a, but you're going to make an int. So when you take an int, you take the quotes out. Quotes disappear. Okay? So this and this can add, right? 100 and 200 can add, right? Well, we're at the word. Can I make this word disappear? Right? Can I make that word disappear and make it into an int? Right? So if I do that, right? Impossible. I cannot make that into a number, right? So this one does not work, right? You just do that. Okay. Last problem. Okay, the last problem is actually fairly easy. Okay, so I kind of drew the line over it. Okay, last problem, again, we have y1 string, y2 string, x1 int, x2 int, right? String, string, int, int. Okay, we got to handle this string, string, and int. So what's the first solution? We can change all this to an int right here and just change everything to an int. And the second part, we can change everything to a string, right? Make it straightforward. So the first solution to this problem, and we can just kind of do this little squiggly line, is you have string y1, string y2, x1, I'm sorry, that's not right. Apologize. We're going to change the string to an int. Certainly made a mistake here. Int of y1, because we want to change everything to an int. So int y1, int of y2, right? x1 plus x2. What do I get? I get 100, 200, 100, 200. What is that? 100 plus 200 plus 100 plus 200 is what? 600. Okay. Number 2. All right. Int. What do we do with this int? So now, the second one, we want to change everything to a string. So y1 is already a string. Y2 is a string, right? And now we want to have str of y2, I'm sorry, x1 plus str of x2. What happens? You have, again, 100, 200. The string now adds quotes to the 100, and the string adds quotes to the 200. So I get the following. What do I get? I get 100, 200, 100, 200. Okay.